looking at maple syrup somewhere in the middle of the process. I'm back with Harry at his Sugar Shack here, and I just want you to explain the the timeline, the life cycle of maple syrup for me once more. We started outside, we tapped it, we put it in the cooler, it got pumped inside, and so now with all of this, what's happening to the sap?
Okay, with the sap comes down through the pipe, it's gravity fed down to that valve there, and it's got a float system on it. And what it does is keeps the level in the pan at exactly where I set it, usually about 2.5 inches or so, to make it more efficient boiling. And it just adds constantly. You can see it dripping. That's how fast it is evaporating.
Okay. And so it's just being added as it's evaporating?
Yep.
And how long will you let this boil for?
I do a batch system, 24 hours. Every 24 hours I pull it. And if you notice, see all my brushes and stuff for the lines and tanks?
Yes, I do.
Those are my cleaning tools. And we got hot water out here, so we use hot water, and I got it turned up way high, my hot water, and I'll flush all them systems down these pipes. It all gets taken apart and all gets brushed and cleaned and then put back together, just like this. And like I say, I'll clean up and I restart again. And then the second day, we take what we had taken off the first day and we add back into the pan. Because that way I ended up with about 3.5, 4 gallons of syrup, and I can just do it just on the big pan instead of doing it with gas. A lot of people have finishing pans. I do all with wood, and it's a lot simpler process for me.
I mean, this process, though, it still seems fairly complex. Is there a super simple way to do it? Like, say if I wanted to just go poke a hole in a tree, collect some sap, could I boil it in a saucepan on my stove?
Yes. It's not right in the houses. You got to watch because you start getting steam. People say it gets sticky, but yes, you can, just with a thermometer.
Okay.
A simple thermometer. Water boils. What does water boil at?
Was it like 180 degrees? You're putting me on the spot here, and
212.
212. Thanks for embarrassing me, Harry.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I won't do that again. Don't worry.
You're exposing me as somebody who doesn't know things.
Yeah, when the kids came on the bus, they'd get me up on the bus, and these kids would ask me all kinds of questions, and these teachers would be looking stuff up, and I'd look at the teacher, just like you said.
Yeah.
You got me.
Like you got
They did that. He used to.
Dear the headlights. It's all in good fun.
Yes, I wouldn't embarrass anybody.
No,
like
no,
I say,
no,
the
I'm not
teachers, the
embarrassed.
first grade teachers, they'd all laugh. One day it started with the metric system.
Yeah.
And I get up on there and they start asking me all these questions, and it's like, what here?
I bet you have quite the stories from all of your past field trips and visits that you've had.
17 years of the kids.
Yeah.
And it was my dream.
What was your
Teach the kids.
Yeah, was that would you say that was your favorite part of this whole operation beyond just the end product, sharing it with others?
Yes. It's in the spring, the whole crew meets here. And they all got smiles, and they all here. Sometimes some of them I don't see all year hardly. And in the spring, we all meet here, and we start out tapping trees. And like I say, my funnest part was when the buses would come with the school kids, because the first graders, you could interact with them. Oh, I'd tap a tree, and sometimes it takes a little bit for the sap to come out of the tree. Well, I'd squeeze the tree. And they were sitting there, and I said, there, now look at, and they'd be all excited.
Yeah. I noticed over here on your windowsill, you've got some little jars of syrup with different batch numbers on them.
Yep.
Are you testing them out or seeing how they compare to each other?
I was telling you each batch, I do a batch system. And each of these are 2 days of boiling, each one of these. And I take a sample out of each one. These are my samples. And I do it because I check the color, how the color's coming in the sap.
Beautiful amber color right there.
Yeah. And so I take one. So right now we're started our 6th batch. And I do on average 11, 12, which is about 40-some gallons.
Is that per season?
Yep.
And how long does your season typically last? Is it a couple weeks?
4 to 5 weeks, maybe. We've had short ones sometimes. I've seen it only last a week.
Oh, wow. And
What
then
happened is the temperature warmed up and stayed warm, and the trees shut off. And it was, yeah.
So it really is a process that you have to be ready for.
Yep.
You have to know the conditions.
It's
It's
all
a
weather.
very timely process, all very weather dependent.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're going to take another commercial break, and we'll pick up this conversation and the process when we come back. Stick around.
Here's where you're going to get involved. I'll go through it a little bit before you